So today I'm going to do dishes while I record, and it's my desperate attempt to keep up with some kind of routine. It has been a not so easy day, and that's okay. So what I want to share today though is I've really struggled with managing the burnout lately, and trying to figure out, like, what is it that I need to be doing? What does God really want for me? I started this online business venture and it hasn't panned out yet, and I still struggle with how to market it and what to say. And then I started looking at me as a life coach even, and it's like, well, what do I have to say that's different than what anybody else is saying? Or what proprietary product can I create? And it's just like, there was all this pressure to be more than I am, or perfect before I can start, or have something that nobody else has. And what I came across yesterday, I keep my Bible app playing at night. It keeps me from having nightmares. So every so often I'll wake up and there'll be something that really piques my interest. Well, I woke up and it was reading out loud through Proverbs, and Proverbs, what is it? 11 verse 14. I'm gonna get it all wrong, and this is why all I could remember was in Proverbs. In the absence of counsel, a people falls, but an abundance of counselors is safety. Something along those lines, right? And it just, in that moment, it hit me. An abundance of counselors. We don't all have to be saying different things. We don't all have to be creating some proprietary whatever. There is a need for an abundance of counselors. That's where we find safety. And safety is very clearly our eternal safety, right? And so in that moment, it just clicked. Oh, I don't have to be special. I don't have to be different. I just need to be providing counsel. And so I wake up in the morning. I think I said this was yesterday. What's today? It's Monday. This was Saturday. So yesterday morning I woke up and I had all these questions, like, how do I turn this ministry into profit? How do I make sure that we have some kind of additional income while I'm at home, because we're struggling, things are tight. It takes time to really get back on your feet after moving across the country with no real warning. That's a different story. I'll get to that one eventually. I actually recorded it, but my laptop decided that it has no space, and no matter what I delete, it still has no space. So I need to mess with it and figure out what's going wrong with it. Anyways, I digress. So yesterday morning, I woke up trying to figure out how counseling, minus the license, because I've got a good chunk of the degree, but that piece of paper is really expensive, and so I'm not a counselor. I have stuck to life coach because that's what I do. I help coach through whatever problems arise in life and give some sense of direction, some sense of guidance. And technically that's what counselors do too. They just pass a test, which if I could take the test without having to finish all the classes, I totally could and would pass it with flying colors. But, it is what it is. Expensive pieces of paper. Again, I digress. What am I saying? I am saying I don't know. I didn't know yesterday how on earth I was going to turn that into something profitable. And so I got into the Bible trying to find this verse, right? Because all I could remember was something about counselors, and it was in Proverbs. So I opened my Bible and I start in Proverbs 10, because I know it was around maybe 11 or 13. I couldn't remember. And so I just kind of underestimated. So starting in 10, I come across 2 different verses, and I can't remember them. I wrote them down in the other room. That basically reiterated the point that this whole ministry is not about monetary provision. And again, in the theme of the whole year, God is telling, trust me more. More. Meaning, I have to let go of my ideals for what I think our family needs, what income I think we need. And I have to let go of putting all of those things on myself. Those are not all hats I need to wear. I'm in a season of getting to be a stay-at-home mom. I'm in a season of working past all of the burnout and all of the years of trauma, trying to just heal my body and my mind. My mind has come very, very far. God, there's still a lot of work to do. But what has gone on so far has been nothing short of miraculous. But my body hasn't followed suit because, it takes time to rewire your brain to tell your body, hey, you're safe. So where was I going with that? ADHD much? It's been a long day. I'm in a season where I don't need to be taking on all the responsibility. We agreed to swap places for a reason. And I have put all of this pressure upon myself. How am I going to help make ends meet? How am I going to? What do I? You see the pattern? Not once did I stop and say, where is God going to do these things? And a few months back, I made a video about getting out of the way and just letting God do what he does because I'm in his way right now. And it suddenly clicked. I am not to worry about making money. God will provide, period. I am to worry about counseling others in godly lifestyle, helping them to get closer, helping them learn how to heal, helping them learn alongside me how to give up control. All of those things are what I'm working for. And it all boils down to one thing that God desires most. You. Your soul, your relationship. And so I've come to the realization that everything I can do and all that I can offer and all of the skill sets that I've built up over the years in teaching and counseling and career advising and all of the random jobs in between. They all boil down to one thing. What souls have been saved? What souls have been led to Jesus in the midst of it all? It's not about what money I'm going to make. It's not even about feeling less stressed because I know all the bills are paid on time. It's not even about feeling like I have the monetary ability to help others like I want to. If that's something God wants of me, he will provide the means. And right now, what God is providing is guidance and clarity and understanding of what all I've been through and the role that he plays in my salvation and my joy and my mindset, in the work that I do, in the way I teach my children, in my marriage. He's teaching me. And out of that wisdom, I'm simply called to share it right now. I hope that I get to the place where I can provide one-on-one life coaching. And I believe I will. Because ultimately I still see that in this path. That was what God pointed me toward a few months back. But one of my morning devotionals talked about how painfully slow God's process can be sometimes. And just kind of working through it. and painfully slow, I guess in this business sense, might be accurate because I'm ready to go, go, go. And God says, hold on, you're not there yet. And that's okay. Because I still have a lot of work to do. God still needs to be the center of everything. And right now it's about 50-50, which is a huge improvement from before. And before, I think it was still maybe less than 5%. There's a song, I can't think of who it's by right now. The lyrics are, I only talk to God when I need a favor. And that was very accurate. It was very accurate. And so I'm not there anymore. And that has done so many great things for my life. And I'm thankful for that. And it's not that I'm trying to reach for perfection, because I'll never get there. That ship has sailed. I thought I was Wonder Woman. I thought I could be perfect. And all of those perfectionistic ideals just about killed me. So, quite literally. So I can't be perfect. But I can be honest with myself about the various areas that I can grow, and areas that even though I have grown should continue. And that's where I'm at, and that's what I'm doing, and that's what I'm feeling called to share. And so I'm starting in a new it's not really a program. It is a lifestyle model that, the way it's described in the first couple chapters of the book, because I've just started it, it's described as a way for us to work in tandem with the Spirit, work in tandem with God's will rather than inserting our own. And that's where I was led to start, so that's where I'm starting. And it's a ministry in and of its own. I don't really want to label it right now because there's a lot of talk about making sure that if you're sharing that as something that you utilize, that you're actually doing it correctly. And I don't feel comfortable trying to explain everything of what it is yet. Once I really start learning more, I'll give it a name and share kind of what I'm learning in it. But at any rate, I'm starting something new. And so my goal is to, at my own pace, I'm not gonna try to do like a chapter a day. I mean, I'd like to, but let's face it, I finally got the baby off of me and the couch to go upstairs to take a nap. And this is the first time it's been quiet between the dogs and the baby. And so life happens, and there has to be room for life to happen. I have to eliminate the hurry. I have to eliminate my own expectations, and I have to move forward in whatever is. And so slowly but surely, my goal is to get into doing a video a day, but I'm just sharing my progress. And I will be creating a community, probably on Facebook. I'm still sorting that out. But somewhere that people who feel inspired or resonate with any of the struggles I deal with have a place to come to find camaraderie, to find community, to find encouragement, to share where their struggles are, and really have somebody to pour into them what God has for them, what is different, or even just to listen. All of those things are incredibly important. And I learned that through the last program I went through, which was phenomenal. It's called Regeneration, and it's offered in pretty much every state across the country. I was able to do mine online, and the friends that I made, they're priceless. They are still there, and we've been graduated for, let's see, what month is it? December. We graduated in May. It's a while. And for the most part, we still all keep up. Some of us are more active than others, and that's okay, because as soon as those who aren't always active jump in, it's like nothing has ever changed, and those prayers are still present, and that support is still present. And I don't know that I would have come as far without that supportive community. And so that's the goal. That's where I'm starting. And from there, I'm trusting God to do with it what he will. Because what matters in the end is you and me. Where are we going to be? And that is the utmost concern. If I can't pay my bills 1 month, God's not going to be, you can't come into heaven, you didn't pay your bills, right? None of that matters. I mean, it matters-ish. I still need to be able to care for my family, but when it comes right down to it, God has provided literally everything that we have needed through times that I was sure we were done and gonna have to live in the car. And we have a house and jobs and family and people to help and people to minister to. And as soon as we can all fit in one of the cars, because none of the cars run, the T-Bird runs. Yeah, that's not gonna fit the 3 of us currently. So trying to get to church and a T-Bird with a family of 3 is difficult right now. But we have a great church that I'm very much looking forward into to continuing to get to know and getting more involved in. And it's just this thing that there's like, I feel like there's so many hurdles to get over. But when I look back, they were never hurdles. They were rerouting. And I guess kind of like a detour. We went off on Donna's way and God goes, whoop, take her right here. And it's gonna turn out okay. It's gonna turn out okay. And yeah, I've talked way longer than I wanted to. So bottom line is I'm excited to share a new story, a new journey, and kind of where the growth comes in along the way. So stay tuned, and thanks for listening to my random ramblings.